Kevin Egan is in Barcelona for us, and he has been following the victory parade today after Barcelona scooped their 25th La Liga title in style. That's a domestic double for them, and it must have been smiles all round, Kevin.
Hey guys, absolutely. Welcome in. I'm at Soraya Avenue here in Barcelona. This hotel behind me here, the final stop today on that victory parade. Barcelona winning their 25th La Liga title with the win over Depor at the weekend. Brilliant scenes now, I must say, looking around at especially the young children, the faces on the kids to see a Lionel Messi, Suarez, Iniesta. And looking on the bus in particular, I thought a lot of players stayed downstairs. They sometimes came up to give a little wave. But the two people that stood out to me on the victory parade, one, Ernesto Valverde, full of smiles, had his phone out a lot of the time, filming the crowd as well. And it was a moment to savour for him. A big La Liga win for him, still unbeaten in the league. And the other one was Andres Iniesta. And he even caught up with a Real Madrid fan who was there with a big sign to say, look, I'm a fan of Real Madrid, but I admire Andres Iniesta as a footballer, and congratulations on a wonderful career. There's no question though, Kay and guys, the narrative here in Spain though is that, yeah, Barcelona, enjoy this victory parade today because it might be dampened a little bit tomorrow. If Real Madrid can somehow get beyond Bayern Munich and win the Champions League, many people in Spain think that's a much greater achievement than Barcelona winning the double. The press here, Sport for example, says you cannot beat the double today, but people on the ground are saying Barcelona's season, as miraculous as it's been, if they lose on Sunday in the Clásico and Real Madrid win the Champions League, it's Los Blancos' season.
Thanks so much, Kev. We're going to let you get some rest in Barcelona. We know you've got a busy week ahead. We know you're heading up to Madrid as well for that second leg semi between Real Madrid and Bayern. So we'll check back in with you throughout the week. Very much looking forward to it. Let's just pick up from what Kevin said there and talking about Ernesto Valverde and all smiles. His players have been very supportive of him this week in the wake of that win. Welcome in, Matteo Bonetti. I know that you've seen a few quotes from a few of them.
Yeah, it's been interesting with Valverde. It was Ter Stegen that said, we brought in a guy who was an outsider. This is a guy that would plan to figure out what Barcelona's weaknesses is. He beat them with Athletic Club, his previous manager. So the players, when they met him, he said, this is what I've identified as your weakness. We're going to go back to the basics. Maybe that's the reason why it's been more about defensive solidity. They haven't played that same sparkling brand of football, but in the league, it's worked out. They're still undefeated. Obviously, that can change, but I think overall, pretty brilliant for Ernesto Valverde.
I would agree with you 100% there. Look, it hasn't been sparkling the way it has been in the past, but they've scored more goals than Real Madrid. They won the Copa by 5-0, so they've had moments where they've played really well. But I want to go back to the Super Cup. When they lost both those games to Real Madrid, and Real Madrid looked untouchable. If you'd have said to Barca fans then, I'll give you the double, and you'll be the first team ever to be undefeated in actually winning the double, they would have snapped your hands off. So I think they've done great. They had Dembele injured, they just lost Neymar, they didn't have Coutinho then. They managed to get through all these hurdles and get to a double. I think it's a great performance.
It's quite the domestic dominance. 7 league titles in the last 10 seasons, Thomas. But there's still, as we hear from Kevin as well, it feels as though some Barca fans are holding back from celebrating completely while they still look to see what happens with Real Madrid.
Yeah, Gary has said they overcame most hurdles, but the one hurdle, the biggest hurdle, and if Madrid wins it, we're talking about that's the hurdle they wanted, that's Roma, the 3-0 loss. And that's what I remember right now about Barca, to be real honest with you. Yeah, the double is great. Without Neymar, he's changed that team. Messi and Suarez have been more productive actually this year and been more involved than they were out of the 4-3-3. He's giving Messi a rest role, so to speak, as the 10, and really defended with a block of 8, sometimes with 3 holding midfielders, always Rakitic, Paulinho, and with Busquets as well, saying that you have to applaud them. You have to applaud that team. You have to applaud Iniesta.
Thank you. Some support for Barcelona at last.
And one more thing, you know what, Iniesta? You're one of a kind. Yeah. You know, you look at the new generation. Neymar wants to be his own brand, wants to have his own club. This guy played for this team for 21 years because he wanted to play for the team that he loved. That's just brilliant. Outside of the fact that he was the best number 10 playing in the 8th.
Any support for Barcelona over there?
Excuse me, the best number 10 playing in an 8th position. The number 8. Brilliant.
Yes, good.
I don't agree.
What?
Because I'm living in the real world. You are living in the real world.
What?
The Champions League, my friends. They got smashed in the Champions League, and that's what they have in their head. All the fans, all over. if you speak about Barcelona all over the world, they're going to say one thing: they lost 3-0 against Rome. They're at the Champions League. Yeah, the double, it's good. You got to play the league games anyway, so you're going to try to win. But that's not it. That's not it. It's
not
the
beating Real Madrid over a season?
No, they don't care.
What?
It's
They
the
don't care.
Champions League. That's what counts.
So
Okay,
what, so what
That's
if
what
Real
counts
Madrid
to
lose the
these
Champions?
big teams.
What
But
if
they're
they
there.
lose to Bayern Munich?
But you can.
At least Barca have the cups. They've got the
Okay,
trophies.
but people want the way they lost. The Barcelona people, the board, the fans, the players, because a lot of players are upset with the coach. They can't handle
So
that.
Juve wins the double, bad season. Manchester City wins the EPL, doesn't mean the big one, bad season.
But don't put these teams with Barcelona. Please, please.
You can't put Juve there?
Don't put, no.
No? Can you
Barca,
put-
Real are two
Can you put
teams
Bayern-
that
could you
are
put Bayern
in
Munich
another
there?
world.
Could you put Bayern
in
Munich there
another
if they
world?
lose?
Yes, because they've been
Okay,
for
so
the
all
last
these teams are
67
failed.
years in the semi-finals every year. There's those three teams,
Hey,
and then
Bobo,
there's all
Bobo,
the other
Bobo.
teams.
You'd be a tough manager.
All right, last point on this one.
Before the start of the season, everyone was saying crisis. PK said after the Super Cup, this is the first time we felt
Yeah.
inferior. No one was tipping Barcelona to win anything. Everyone
it.
thought Real Madrid was favored. Everyone thought Real Madrid would win the league handily. People talked about a crisis when Neymar left.
Scream at
the fact
Bobo,
that, no,
don't scream at
I
me.
know. The fact that
That's
they
the real
won the
world
domestic
he's talking
double,
about.
Real
the
world.
fans have to be happy. The players, I have no idea.
Neymar went, they spent 300 million euro on two wingers.
He got injured,
What else do you,
Dembele.
but what else do you want? 300 million euros.
He got injured and continued
So of course
to
they're going to win the
till
league.
June,
They
till
saw Neymar. They're going to play that's nearly like Neymar. Plays on the left, comes in, does the 1-2, scores goals.
Let's-
Dembele, 20. What else are they? They spent 300 million on two players. They're not even playing.
Let's
I'm
talk-
just saying.